Yes. Good afternoon, all of you. Please pay attention. Mute your mics and videos. Concentrate on what I say. All of you, please mute your video. Turn off your video and mute your mic. Yeah. Uh, Previous class, we discussed about consignment, a normal consignment accounting, how a consignment journal entries are written and the accounts are open. In consignment, we have two parties, consignor and consignee. You are supposed to identify both of those parties. Okay. And you're supposed to identify both the parties. And then in consignor books, we are supposed to write consignee account and consignment account, and also your what you call goods sent on consignment. In previous class, we discussed about how a consignment account is like a simple consignment account and journal entries we learned, like when a question has been given in simple terms. Okay, and now today we are going to discuss a consignment account, a loss when normal or abnormal loss is given, and invoice price is given. Half an hour for that and half an hour for that. Okay, so when consignment loss, normal and abnormal losses are given, and when a consignment is made on invoice price. Okay, yeah. Before I start, I would like to suggest you all, see, whatever we take in a limited hours of time, we are taking only important aspects of a examination only. Okay, it's not possible for us to cover complete syllabus, right? So whatever we are covering is only examination point of view topics only. Okay, it's not possible to cover entire syllabus. We are covering examination topics only. So please concentrate on what we are explaining and do prepare for that, learn that. And the moment you think about only on important aspects, what we are explaining in the classroom, you will miss out. So during the class, many of the students used to ask, Madam important, Madam important, Madam important, rather than concentrating on what we are saying. So please do understand what we are taking in this 1 hour of class is only are only important topics. Okay, we to know that you are supposed to prepare the exam, and we are supposed to prepare you from the examination point of view first, giving the basic concepts knowledge. Okay, beyond that, we can't go and you won't understand. So whatever we are, again, I'm repeating, whatever you are taking in this 1 hour of online class, all those are important only. Only important we are also covering. So shall we start? I hope you everyone understood what I mean. Okay, all right. Let's start our class, today's class. A normal loss question. When normal loss, and in previous class, I had to mention sharing the screen here. Yes. Here, please, all of you note down the question. that is yeah. Yeah, please note down that normal loss and abnormal loss. Actually, loss is of two types. Okay, is of two types. Normal loss and the other one is abnormal loss. Okay, normal loss we don't show in the books, but we abnormal loss will be shown in the books. Okay, how we show is important. Okay, so let's take a question. Please do note down. Uh, Parallel of Hyderabad consigned goods costing rupees 20,000 to Manik Chen of Mumbai. P parallel is nothing but P paid rupees 1,000 towards freight and rupees 600 towards, please note down, insurance. Okay, 1/4 of the in this 20 goods costing 20,000. Goods costing 20,000. Goods 1,000 tons of coal costing rupees 1 lakh to Manik Chen of Mumbai. He paid 1,000 towards flight charges and 600 towards insurance. Okay. The normal 1/3, 1/4 of the consignment was 1/4 of the consignment was totally lost in fire. In transit, lost in transit. Okay. Transit. Consignee sold 800 tons. No, wait. Consignee sold 600 tons of coal at a rupees 120 per ton, and he met with uh, expenses of rupees expenses of rupees 1200 if the normal loss is 2%, the normal loss is loss or wastage is 2%, then calculate the unsold stock and prepare necessary ledger accounts. This is the question given to you. Okay. Consigning, here you can also add, if not necessary, if it is given only, consignee paid rupees 10,000 as an advance to consignor. Okay. So this is the question. What? Parallel of Harvard consigned 1,000 tons of coal to 1,000 tons of coal to uh, coal costing 1 lakh to Manik Chand of Mumbai. Okay. Manik Chand of Mumbai. And P, that is parallel, paid 1,000 towards the freight and 600 towards the insurance. If 1/4 of the consignment was totally lost in fire in transit, and consignee paid 1 lakh as an advance to consignor, consignee sold 600 tons coal at 120 per ton and the expenses were 130. So there is a normal loss. So how do you show this? See, first we are asked to calculate unsold stock and also prepare ledger accounts. While doing these sums, while calculating unsold stock, you must remember consign unsold stock. Here we didn't do that. I hope with yesterday's class, you all understood passing journal entries and preparation of ledger accounts. And today, more 2 points, I'm going to add a new, that is how to calculate the unsold stock. Okay, first let us calculate normal loss. Normal loss equals to 2% of 1,000 tons, right? So how much it is? 2% of 1,000 tons means 20 tons, right? 2% of 1,000 tons is 1,000 into 2 by 100. If you do 20 tons, normal loss. Okay. So what you are supposed to take? Now, what is the value of 1,000 tons actually given to us? Rupees 1 lakh, right? Rupees 1 lakh. So this 1 lakh should be after loss, we should take. So total, this is how you are supposed to do. Total tons equals to 100 Normal loss equals to 20. Okay. So now goods in transit equals to 980, right? Goods in transit is 980, right? This 980, value of 980 to be taken as 1 lakh only, because normal loss you should not take out. Okay, the total whatever is there, that you are supposed to take goods in transit 980. Cost of a 980 tons is to be taken as 1
Ma'am,
lakh.
total loss is 1000, madam. You have written 100 only.
Tons to be taken as 1 lakh. Okay. If you have any doubts, you can raise your voice. I didn't mute.
Ma'am, total tons is 1000. You have written only 100.
Where? Ah. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So the goods in transit is 980 and 1 lakh is going to be the value. Okay. So, but there's one more point given to us, that is abnormal loss. Abnormal loss equals to how many units? 1/4 of the consignment. So 1/4 abnormal loss is 1/4 of consignment. Okay. So 1000 into 1/4, you'll get 250. That's going to be the abnormal loss. Abnormal loss of this 250 we are supposed to value. Okay. Abnormal loss of this 250 is to be valued. Now let us calculate unsold stock. It's you all, every one of you do this generally at your home, general calculations. Okay. So like that, you see, don't see this as a subject. Calculation of unsold stock. So what is the stock received by the stock received by consignee is how much?
1000.
No. Consignee received the stock of how many units? 980 minus 250. Okay. 980 minus 250. How? Because normal loss 980, okay, but the 250 units have been lost in the transit. So we are calculating unsold stock. So he received 980 minus 250, 730 units, 730. Okay. Minus units sold. How many units he sold? 600 units you sold. That is units or tons. So you unsold units how many? 130. So now for this 130 units or tons, we are supposed to calculate the value. Okay. This is what is the value of this 130 units we are supposed to calculate. Now let's see 130 units. So the value of coal or goods per total quantity is equal to how much? 1 lakh, right? Okay, 1 lakh. How many tons he sent? Per 1000 tons. But we are supposed to take after normal loss. Okay, after normal loss. Right? Now, what is this value now? Tell me, 1 lakh value of coal into 130 units. I'll tell you once again. See, the total cost is 980. For 980 tons, 1 lakh means for 130 tons, how much? Did you got? For 980 tons, if 1 lakh is the cost, for 130 tons, what is the cost? 1 lakh for 980 tons, that is divided by, you should take. Okay? Take divided by, or I'll insert them. Okay, 1 lakh divided by 980 into 130. So how much you get? Can someone please? Divided by 980. 1 or 2 change you'll get into 130. 13,265. Anyone solve? 13,265. Okay. Value of coal for total quantity again. Coal for unsold stock. Total 1 lakh value divided by 980 tons into leftover 130. 13,265. Similarly, expenses. See, consign or direct expenses. At consign or direct expenses. What are the direct expenses of a consignor here? Freight charges, whatever are there, that has to be taken as consignor direct expenses. So how much he spent? Consignor spent how much direct expenses? Consignor spent direct expenses on freight, how much? 1,000 rupees towards the freight and 600 towards the insurance. So for 1,000 tons, 1,000 rupees means per ton 1 rupee into 130 units. So how much you get? For 130 units, you are supposed to take 130 rupees. I'll repeat once again. Consignor spent direct expenses of rupees 1,000. What is this 1,000 towards? He spent that 1,000 rupees towards what you call freight. Freight to be taken as consignor direct expenditure. So this freight of direct consignor's direct expenditure, he spent 1,000 rupees for sending 1,000 tons of coal. So for 1,000 tons of coal, 1,000 rupees if he spent, for 130 tons unsold units, how much he spent? 1,000 rupees divided by 1,000 tons. If you do, in whatever you get, that is to be multiplied with the unsold units. Are you getting? So add consignor direct expenses, that is freight charges, 1,000 rupees of freight charges divided by total stock sent by the consignor, 1,000 units, into unsold stock 130. Then you get 130 rupees because he spent that 1,000 rupees on 1,000 units. The loss has taken place after that. Okay. And the next, consignee expenses. Consignee total expenses will take. For consignor, we take only direct expenses. Okay. For consignor, we take direct expenses. For consignee, we take total expenses. So consignee total expenses, how much? Consignee total expenses, how much he spent? Consignee spent how much? 1200. 1200 is spent for how many units? By the time he received, how many units he received? How many units he received? 730 units. See here, stock received by consignee, how many? 730 units only, because the 20 units lost in normal loss, and 250 units lost. 250 units lost as a abnormal loss, fire accident. So by the time he received, he only 730 units. Upon 730 units, he spent 1200. So 730 divided by 730 divided by 1200 divided by 730. 1200 divided by 730. 1200 rupees he spent on 730 units. So per unit, how much? Per unit, 1 rupee 64 paisa. Okay. Into 130 units of unsold stock. 130 units of unsold stock. How much you get?
213.
213. Very good. 213. Okay. So this is the consignee expenses. So the total value of unsold stock is add these three. I'll repeat once again how to calculate unsold stock value. Generally, the total number of goods sent on consignment minus goods sold, goods sent on consignment minus goods sold, then you will get unsold stock. But here you have been provided with a normal loss and abnormal loss, right? So in case of normal loss, you are supposed to take total units sent minus normal loss units. Then you get goods received by the consignee. But here in this question, before receiving that, there was also abnormal loss. So how do you calculate that abnormal loss? From the after deducting the normal loss, whatever units are there, from that you minus the abnormal loss. Then you will get goods received by the consignee. Okay. And then units sold 600. Unsold units are 130. Now the value of these 130 units unsold stock you are supposed to calculate. So anytime, how do you calculate unsold stock value? Value of goods unsold. First, the number of units unsold into unit per cost per unit you should multiply. Okay, cost per unit into number of units unsold. If you do value of unsold, to that add the consignor direct expenses and consignee direct expenses. How do you add? See, consignor spent 1,000 rupees. Whatever the consignor spent the direct expenses, that is on total stock that he sent. But we need only for unsold stock. That is the reason why the direct expense amount divided by the number of units sent on consignment into number of units unsold. You will do it. Similarly, for consignee expenses, consignee also has spent consignee expenses, entire amount we will take. No, we don't divide direct or indirect. We take entire amount. So consignee direct expenses, consignee total expenses, whatever are there, that he spent on the goods that he received. But we need the consignee's expenses only on the unsold stock. That is the reason why what we do, goods he spent, the total expenses of consignee divided by number of units received by the consignee into unsold units. If you do, you will get. So add these three, then you will get the total value of unsold stock. Did you follow? So anytime, whenever you are supposed to calculate a value of unsold stock, you are supposed to take first number of units into number of units unsold into value per unit. Okay. Then add the consignor direct expenses for the number of units and consignee expenses for the number of units unsold. So now please total and tell me this. 213 plus 130 plus
13,608.
55. That is very good. 13,608. This is the unsold stock value. Right? We did. Now we are also supposed to calculate abnormal loss. Normal loss we don't calculate, which is unavoidable, but an abnormal loss to be calculated. So how do you calculate abnormal loss? Let us see. Valuation of abnormal loss. Okay. So this has to be calculated. So what is the value of abnormal loss? Total loss is goods lost. 250 units. So again, same like cost. How many units? How many units totally sent? 1,000 units at 1 lakh. So 1 lakh divided by 980. 980 into what is abnormal loss units? 250. So how much you get? 1 lakh divided by 980 into
అమ్ము నాన్న ఫోన్ తీసుకురా ఒకసారి
into
నా ఫోన్ చిన్న ఫోన్ ఇటీ
please keep your
అమ్ము
mic into
25510.
25510. Very good. Right? Now to this same like unsold stock, you are supposed to add consignor direct expenses. What are the consignor direct expenses? Just now we have taken freight charges are consignors direct expenses. So here also we are supposed to take freight charges. How much he spent? He spent 1,000 rupees on 1,000 units into unsold stock, that is 250. So then you will get 250 only, right? Consignor direct expenses are 1,000 rupees freight charges. Upon how many units he spent? He spent upon 1,000 units. So into 250. Then consignee expenses. Consignee spent 1,200 rupees. You also can take 1/4, 1/4 also. 1,200 rupees is spent on okay. No, here these goods are lost in transit only, right? These goods are lost in transit only. So consignee did not spend any amount. So total amount is 25,760. Is it correct? 25,760. Okay. Value of abnormal loss. You are supposed to calculate like this. After calculating this, we are asked to prepare ledger accounts. What are the ledger accounts we are supposed to prepare? This goods sent on consignment account, consignee account, whatever we did here. Consignment account and consignee account. Let us take so here in this question, who is consignor and who is consignee? Can anyone please? Please, who is consignor, who is consignee here? So consignment account I'm preparing. Right. So what is the value of goods sent on consignment? 1,000 tons at 1 lakh total means 100 rupees each ton. Right? So goods sent on consignment is 1 lakh. Right? Bank, consignor expenses. Okay. What is the amount of expenses spent by the consignor? Total 3,000 towards the freight and 600 towards insurance. So he spent total 1,600. Consignor expenses are 1,600. And then consignee. Who is consignee? None of you answering. In this question, who is consignor and who is consignee? Anyway. Yes. My voice is not clear. I'm clear. I'm shouting here like, yeah. So Pyaralal is a consignor and Manik Chand is a consignee. All right. So here, to Manik Chand account. Manik, in the account, you are supposed to take complete total expenses of consignee. Remember, total expenses of consignee. Only for the calculation of abnormal loss or unsold goods, you are supposed to take the percentage. So Manik Chand spent total 1,200. And what is his commission? Is it given here to us? His commission? His commission not given? How much we keep his commission? Let's keep some 5%. Okay. So 5% we're supposed to calculate upon goods sold. So Manik Chand sold how many units? Manik Chand sold 600 units. Right? 600 units. At what price? 1,200 per unit. So look at the question. 120 per unit. He told 600 tons of coal at 120 per ton. So 600 into 120. What would be the value? He sold 600 units into 120. Can someone say? $72,000. Okay. Upon this 72,000, calculate his commission 5%. Okay. $72,000. Calculate 5%. How much you get? $3,600. Right? So this all as usual, whatever you learned. Okay. Now the thing is that unsold stock. Which side will come? Unsold stock is a stock on consignment for unsold stock. Before that, you are supposed to write abnormal loss. We show abnormal loss in the books. Normal loss won't be. Two abnormal loss. By abnormal loss, what is the value we got here? 25,760 is the abnormal loss. Stock on consignment, value of unsold stock, which we did already. What is the unsold stock value? 13,608. Okay, everything else done? Understood now? Please respond. Okay, so we got it. Now find the difference between both debit side and the credit side. And the difference amount is going to be your profit or loss on consignment. And the credit side, debit side, it seems to be 6,400. That is 1,06,400. 1,06,400. And this side, it's less, I think. 72,000 plus 25, 760 means 99,000. 760 plus 13,608. 1,11,000. Okay, credit only more. 1,11,368 minus 1,06,400. The profit only made. Profit of 4,968. Right? Made a profit of 4,068. Hope understood, everyone. What I did, I just copied. Yesterday's all the columns are same, only values changed. Name and value changed. Are you following? So goods sent on consignment, bank, that is consignor expenses, Manik Chand, that is consignee name for expenses, again consignee's account for commission, and debit side, credit side, consignee's account for sales, and abnormal loss if any given, and then stock on consignment for unsold stock. This is how we should. And here you are supposed to do 2 working notes when abnormal loss is there. If no abnormal loss, 1 working notes, that is for unsold stock. How do you calculate unsold stock? Number of units. First you see the value unsold. You are supposed to calculate value of unsold stock. Then to that value of unsold stock, add the direct expenses of consignor to the extent of unsold stock, and add consignee's total expenses to the extent of unsold stock. Then you will get value of unsold stock. That will be taken here. And if abnormal loss is given, you are supposed to do working notes again, abnormal loss units, and adding the direct expenses of the consignor. Done. consignor for abnormal loss, we take all expenses. I'm sorry, once again. Consignor all expenses. Yes. Abnormal loss, we take all expenses. $25,910. Okay. This is right. 22,000 plus 25,910 plus 13,608. Yeah, shall we move on? Anyone has doubt? Please let me know. The next after this, you are supposed to prepare consignee account. That is Manik Chand's account. Same as here. What we did the same. Yeah. Okay. So in Manik Chand account, consignment, what is the value you are supposed to take? 72,000. And consignment for expenses, you are supposed to take 1,600. Consignment for commission, 1,200. Expenses 1,200. Commission is 3,600. Okay. Advance he paid. How much advance? 6,000 only. In this question also 6,000 only advance, I think. 6,000 to 10,000 advance. Okay. Advance he paid 10,000. Bank account for advance 10,000. So what is the difference? This is 14,800 from 72,000 minus 14,800. You will get 57,200 refunded to the consignor. Okay. This is whose account is this? Consignee. Who is the consignee here? Who is the consignee here? Manik Chand. Okay, Manik Chand account. So shall we move on to invoice price? I want a reply from all. Are you having any doubt? See, however question comes, this basic format is already normal, exists as it is. When without invoice price, without invoice price, if you don't find any invoice price in the question, this all exists in the question. And abnormal loss comes if when he mentions the abnormal loss, otherwise this will not be there. So goods sent on consignment, what is the value you are supposed to take? The value of goods that's sent by the consignor to the consignee. Okay, sometimes see here 1,000 tons at 1 lakh rupees, he said. That is the total. Okay, so each is 100 rupees. Okay, so that we will take. Then bank consignor total expenses, that will also be given to you in the question only. What is the amount that the consignor spent? All the consignor expenses add and take. After that, you are supposed to take consignee expenses. In the consignment account, you will take consignee expenses as normal. The total consignee expenses normally you will take. Okay, there's no, you will take total consignee expenses, right? Then commission is based on the sales which is given to you in the will be given to you in the question. Percentage aspect he will give, for which you are supposed to calculate based on the sales. Okay, on the credit side, sales, this information also will be given to you. Only the thing you have to identify actually. He will not give every time in a easy terms. Okay, so you need to identify the total sales made, number of units sold at what price. If abnormal loss is given, you need to do the working notes and find. And then this is for unsold stock. When there is an unsold stock, means when the consignee does not sell the entire stock, then you need to identify number of units unsold into, add the expenses, direct expenses of the consignor to the extent of unsold stock, and consignee expenses to the extent of unsold stock. Okay, then these all are common in every question. However question comes, whatever points are there additionally, you can take all these values from the text question itself. Here the stock on consignment and abnormal loss you are supposed to calculate. Rest all are there in the question only. After preparing the consignment account, prepare the consignee account again, which is same. On credit side, you will have 2 or 3 transactions. On the debit side, you will have only 1 transaction. Both the sides you will write only consignment. That if it is advance, you will write bank. Okay, if there is no advance, both the sides you will get consignment only. Debit side 1 consignment for the sales, and credit side 2 consignments for the expenses and commission. Okay, if any advance paid, that is bank, and the balancing figure also will write as a bank. Okay, this is the way you are supposed to do your sum. Now let us see the other question with invoice price. I hope you all understood. Please, I want a response. It's already time up. Only thing, right, I'll tell you what, at least. If you don't know the invoice price, I'll give you that simple tips. Only consignment account gets affected for the invoice price. Consignor account does not get affected. Okay, as I mentioned, when question is given with the invoice, when question is given with the invoice price, values will change. These will be there. This will be there as it is, these transactions, but you are supposed to know additionally some transaction, some more will come here. I'll tell you what are those. Here, stock reserve. And here, again, goods spent on consignment account. These are the 2 extra you will get when invoice price is given. I'll tell you, goods sent on consignment. Here you please note down with invoice price. Okay, And then here you will run, this is for unsold stock at invoice price. Okay, at invoice price. And this stock reserve is for unsold stock price minus cost price. Okay, the difference between the invoice price and cost price, whatever is there, that we will take a invoice reserve difference amount. I'll tell you with a simple example. Don't worry. So these are the things which you get at extra. When a goods supplied at a invoice price, remaining all same. Okay, now let us see what are these, how to take. Say for example, I'm the owner, consignor. I have a business in Hyderabad and also in Vijayawada, right? So what I did, actually my goods I'm sending to my consignee, which are value 10,000 only, but it's sending at a quoted at a 12,000. The actual value of goods are 10,000, but I'm sending them at a 12,000. So here invoice price. What is the goods sent on consignment at invoice price? At what price I'm sending? 12,000 price I'm sending. Okay. So what is the difference between the invoice price and the actual price? 10,000, 12,000 minus 10,000. 2,000 I'll show here. Okay. Now, unsold stock. Here I give you example. So here, the same here, whatever we did, the value of unsold stock, same way we do here, there also. One time with the invoice price, the second time with the only cost price. The difference between these two has to be taken and shown on the debit side. Let us take a question. You will understand. This is only consignment account changes when invoice price is given. The consignment account as usual goes, because you are preparing consignment account based on the consignment account. So let's take an example. Are you people ready? I forgot to take. Today only 9 students. From beginning same thing. Hmm? From the beginning, same strength of what? I didn't notice today. Where is my notes? Is this visible? This screen is visible, please.
Yes, ma'am.
Note down the question. A sent goods on invoice goods costing rupees 10,000 at invoice price of rupees 12,000 to B of Bombay. Okay. And A spent rupees 1,000 on freight charges and rupees 600 on insurance. B received goods and sold 3/4 of goods per rupees is okay. Sold goods 3/4 of goods per rupees 12,000 and spent rupees 1,200 on 1,200 and his commission at 10%. Simple question I give. Prepare ledger accounts. This is the question given, say for example. Okay. So here who is the in consignor? Who is the consignor? A is the consignor and B is the consignee. What is the goods center? The goods sent actual cost of the goods center 10,000, but he sent at an invoice price of 12,000. So whatever the invoice price is there, that we are supposed to show here in the debit side of goods sent on consignment. And here on the credit side of goods sent on consignment, we are supposed to show difference. 12,000 invoice price minus 10,000 actual cost price. The difference, whatever you get, that amount to be shown as 2,000. Over here, the next. What are the consignor expenses? Total how much he spent? Consignor spent total how much? 1,000 plus 6. That is 1,600 he spent. This is also understood. Next. Consignee. Consignee spent how much? Consignee is who? B. Okay. Consignee spent how much? 1,200. He spent 1,200. Right? And consignee commission is how much? Let's see here. Consignee. First sales, let's see. Then consignee commission will calculate. Sales will calculate, then we calculate commission. Sales, what is the value he sold? He sold 3/4 of the goods. That is, you're supposed to take 3/4 of the goods. $12,000. He gave, right? So upon 12,000 commission you calculate. 12,000 into 10%, 1,200. Every time we are getting that only. Right? Now we are supposed to calculate. We don't have these abnormal laws in this question. Let us ignore. And now we are supposed to calculate unsold stock at invoice price. Okay. And then, so calculation, let's do. With this, I'll stop. Please don't go away. Unsold stock. What is the value sent? First, let us calculate at the invoice price. Calculation of unsold stock. at invoice price. So what is the unsold stock left? Invoice price how much? 12,000. Here he write 12,000 at the at 3/4 sold means 1/4 is left. How to take that? You people know or not? 3/4 total. If total is 1 and 3/4 is sold means 1/4 is unsold. I'll tell. See how. Total. Assume total equals to 1. Sold is 3/4. Unsold is 1/4. Okay. ఓకే ఇక్కడ చూడండి 1 కింద 4 వచ్చింది కదా, పైన 3 ఉంది అవునా. ఇంకా మళ్ళీ కింద రెండు వైపులా 4 రావాలంటే అన్సోల్డ్ ఎంత తీసుకోవాలి? 1/4. 1/4 3/4 యాడ్ చేస్తే 4/4. 4 కట్ చేస్తే 1 వస్తుంది, అలా అనమాట. ఓకే. నెక్స్ట్ చాలా 1/4 వచ్చింది. 1/4కి 12,000కి 1/4 అంటే ఎంత? 3,000, రైట్. దాంట్లో డైరెక్ట్ then you consider direct expenses. So direct expenses ఎంత పెట్టాడు? కన్సైనర్ ఫ్రైట్ మీద 1,000 రూపీస్. 1,000 into 1/4 అన్సోల్డ్ స్టాక్ తీసుకోండి. 1,000 into 1/4 1,000 rupees. Okay. Then consignee expenses. కన్సైనీవి అన్ని తీసుకోవాలి. కన్సైనీ ఎంత పెట్టాడు? టోటల్ ఎక్స్పెన్సెస్ 1,200 పెట్టాడు. 1,200 మీద 1/4. సో ఎంత? 300. సో టోటల్ 4,300 is the value of unsold stock. At the invoice price. Enta 4,300. This is the value of unsold stock at the invoice price. Okay. మనం ఇక్కడ ఆల్రెడీ అదే చెప్పాం కదా. సారీ, నెక్స్ట్ అట్ కాస్ట్ ప్రైస్ చేయండి. కాస్ట్ ప్రైస్ చేస్తే ఏది మారుతుంది? అన్ని అవే ఉంటాయి, చూసుకోండి. Stock at the cost price. What is the cost price of the goods? 10,000. చూడండి నేను ఏమేమి మారుస్తున్నాను, మీరు రేపు చేసేప్పుడు కూడా అంతే. ఇది ఒకటే మారుతుంది, మిగిలినవన్నీ యాజ్ ఇట్ ఈజ్ ఉంటాయి. ఓకేనా. సో ఇప్పుడు ఎంత అయింది? ఇది 3,800 అవుతుంది. ఇది అన్సోల్డ్ స్టాక్. Cost price, right? What is the difference? Stock reserve ఎంత అయింది ఇప్పుడు? Stock reserve equals to invoice price minus cost price of unsold stock. So invoice price ఎంత? 4,300 minus 3,800 equals to ఎంతండి 500 వచ్చిందా? ఓకే, సో ఇప్పుడు ఫిల్ చేయడమే కదా. స్టాక్ రిజర్వ్ ఎంత వచ్చింది 500. ఇక్కడ ఎంత వచ్చింది మనకి? యాజ్ పర్ ఇన్వాయిస్ ప్రైజే తీసుకోవాలి 4300. మరి కాస్ట్ ప్రైస్ ఎందుకు తీసాము? ఈ స్టాక్ ప్రైస్, ఈ స్టాక్ రిజర్వ్ రేషియో వేసుకోవడానికి. అవునా? ఇప్పుడు మళ్ళీ డిఫరెన్స్ చేయండి, అయిపోయింది, సమ్ అయిపోయింది. ఆర్ యూ అండర్స్టాండింగ్? ఇక్కడ మాణిక్ చంద్ కాదు, బి అకౌంట్ ఫర్ సేల్స్. So this is the question. A sent goods costing 10,000 at invoice price of 12,000 to B of Bombay, and A spent rupees 1,000 on freight and 600 on insurance. B received goods and sold 3/4 of goods worth 12,000, spent 1,200 on his commission at 10%, prepare ledger accounts. So ఇక్కడ ఏ ఎంతకు పంపించాడు? మనం ఇన్వాయిస్ ప్రైస్ ఇచ్చినప్పుడు ఇందులో కన్సైన్మెంట్ అకౌంట్ లో డెబిట్ సైడ్ అట్ ఇన్వాయిస్ ప్రైస్ వేసుకోవాలి, క్రెడిట్ సైడ్ డిఫరెన్స్ ఆఫ్ ఇన్వాయిస్ అండ్ కాస్ట్ ప్రైస్ వేసుకోవాలి, గూడ్స్ అండ్ ఆన్ కన్సైన్మెంట్. ఆ తర్వాత కన్సైనర్ ఎక్స్పెన్సెస్ ఎప్పటిలాగానే, కన్సైనీ ఎక్స్పెన్సెస్ ఆల్సో ఎప్పటిలాగానే. కన్సైనీ సేల్ ప్రొసీడింగ్స్ క్వశ్చన్ లో ఇస్తాడు క్లియర్ గా, అది తీసుకోవాలి. ఈ సేల్ ప్రొసీడింగ్స్ అమౌంట్ మీద కమిషన్ ని సింపుల్ గా ఇస్తే ఇది తీసుకోవాలి. ఓకే, ఆ తర్వాత గూడ్స్ అన్సోల్డ్ స్టాక్ వాల్యూ చేయాలి. అన్సోల్డ్ స్టాక్ ని ఫస్ట్ యాజ్ పర్ ఇన్వాయిస్ ప్రైస్ చేయాలి, ఆ తర్వాత కాస్ట్ ప్రైస్ చేయాలి. యాజ్ పర్ ఇన్వాయిస్ ప్రైస్ ని క్రెడిట్ సైడ్ స్టాక్ ఆన్ కన్సైన్మెంట్ అని చూపించాలి. కాస్ట్ ప్రైస్ కి ఇన్వాయిస్ ప్రైస్ కి డిఫరెన్స్ ఏదైతే వస్తుందో దాన్ని స్టాక్ రిజర్వ్ కింద డెబిట్ సైడ్ చూపించాలి. ఈ రెండు మీకు ఇన్వాయిస్ ప్రైస్ ఉంటే కొత్తగా ఉంటాయి అంతే. The rest of the thing is same. Find the difference, put the difference as a profit or loss and close the account. Then open the consignee account as usual, transfer from here to there. Is that okay? Please. Your children, please let me know. Emma, I hope you all are understood. And next class, we'll move with the next topic. Probably take like this, you will understand. This is the question and this is solution. Please do follow. Take the screenshot of it. And this is the working notes. This is the working notes.
మ్యామ్
అమ్మా
ఎలా క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేసేది మ్యామ్?
లేదమ్మా
3/4 ఎలా క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేయాలి?
3/4 కింద క్వశ్చన్ లో ఇచ్చాడు 3/4 ఆఫ్ ద గూడ్స్ సేల్ చేశారు అని. ఓకే, అప్పుడు ఏంటి? మొత్తం గూడ్స్ 1 అనుకోండి. ఓకే, నేను ఒక నిమిషం చెప్తా ఉండండి. ఆ 3/4 అవునా? టోటల్ గూడ్స్ 1 అనుకుందాం. 1 ఎప్పుడు వస్తుంది? ఈ పైన ఉన్నది కింద ఉన్నది సేమ్ ఉంటే ఇది ఇది క్యాన్సిల్ అయిపోతే 1 అవుతుంది. ఎట్లాగో చెప్తాను చూడు. 4/4 అనుకో, 4 ones are 4 ఈక్వల్స్ టు 1 అయిందా? అర్థం కావట్లేదా?
చెప్పండి.
4/4 కింద 4 ఉంది కదా, పెద్ద నెంబర్ ఏది?
4.
పైన కూడా 4 ఉంది అనుకో, 4 ones are 4, 4 1 4, 4 1 4, ఒకటే వచ్చింది కదా. అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ వాడి క్వశ్చన్ లో మనకి ఏమన్నాడు? 3/4 అన్నాడు. అంటే ఈ పైన దానికి 4 ఉండాలి అంటే వాడు 3 అని ఇచ్చాడు. అంటే ఎంత తక్కువ ఉంది?
1
తక్కువ ఉంది. 1/4 అలా వచ్చింది అనమాట. ఇది ఒక రకం మెథడ్. ఇంకో మెథడ్ ఏంటి అంటే, ఇప్పుడు ఎలా అర్థం చేసుకోవచ్చు అంటే, ఒక మొత్తం భాగాన్ని 4గా డివైడ్ చేశారంట. 4గా డివైడ్ చేశారు. అందులో 3 భాగాలని అమ్మేసేసాడు. ఇంకా ఎంత మిగిలింది? 1/4. అర్థమైందా?
ఎస్ మ్యామ్.
అలా ఒక్కొక్కసారి 2/3 అంటాడు. ఇప్పుడు ఇది చెప్పండి, 2/3 అంటాడు. 2/3 ఆఫ్ ద గూడ్స్ సోల్డ్ అంటాడు. అప్పుడు అన్సోల్డ్ గూడ్స్ ఎంత? 1/3. అర్థమైందా? అంటే మొత్తం సరుకుని 3 భాగాలుగా డివైడ్ చేశాడు. 1 2 4 వస్తున్నాయా ఇందులో? 1 2 3. ఇది మొత్తం అమ్మేశాడు. ఇంకా ఎంత మిగిలింది? 1/3. అర్థమైందా ఇప్పుడు?
ఎస్ మ్యామ్.
ఓకేనా? ఎలా తీసుకోవాలో?
ఎస్ మ్యామ్. థ్యాంక్ యూ మ్యామ్.
2515 ఇలా కూడా అంటూ ఉంటాడు. ఓకే, అలా అన్నప్పుడు మనం ఇలా అర్థం చేసుకోవాలి. 2 మెథడ్స్ అర్థం చేసుకోవడానికి. ఓకేనా?
ఎస్ మ్యామ్.
ఎనీవన్? వెరీ గుడ్. దట్ ఈస్ వాట్ ఐ ఆస్క్. If you come with the doubt, I am ready to explain you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Right. Anyone else? No one. Yeah, thank you for being here. Thank you, children. Srikanth,
Yes, ma'am.
what happened? Understood?
Understood, ma'am.
Do practice. నేను చెప్పిన సమ్స్ ని ఆ దగ్గర పెట్టుకొని అవే రిపీటెడ్ గా ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసి కాన్సెప్ట్ అర్థం చేసుకోండి. ఎగ్జామ్ లో చేస్తారు ఖచ్చితంగా. మీకు ఇప్పుడు మనం ఇవాళ చేసిన సమ్స్ ప్యాటర్న్ వచ్చాయి అంటే అవే ఇంచుమించు వస్తాయి. వచ్చాయంటే మీకు 6 marks out of 10 గ్యారంటీ. ఎట్లా చేసినా కూడా పర్ఫెక్ట్ గా బేసిక్ కొన్ని కామన్ ఉన్నవి చెప్పా కదా, సమ్లో ఎలా వచ్చినా కూడా వేయచ్చు మీరు అని. క్యాలిక్యులేషన్ తో సంబంధం లేకుండా అలా వేశారు అంటే, ఇంకొంచెం క్యాలిక్యులేషన్స్ కూడా అర్థం చేసుకొని కరెక్ట్ గా వేశారు అంటే 10 on 10. అండర్స్టాండ్? కాకపోతే ఇమీడియట్లీ అదే క్లాస్ అవ్వంగానే మీరు రిపీటెడ్ గా ఆ సమ్ సొల్యూషన్ ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయాలి. డన్? చలో. Thank you, children. Bye. We'll meet in next class again with another topic. Next class, if I don't join, next class, if I don't join, you please people wait for my message. Okay? Srikanth left, I think. Tell Srikanth to text me on the day if I don't join on the same timings. Appo? One more class is there, no?